go. Welcome to Life is Black. I am your host, Chris Hawks, along with Big Tebo.
Hi, guys.
The usual suspect. And we got a special guest in the building today. We got our man, Jerry Gaskin.
Hey, how's it going, fellas? Good to be here. Good to be here.
Glad for you to come on the show.
Appreciate you.
We're doing a lot of things different. We're back at the house. I don't know if y'all care or not, but we are. We're at the home. But this is I would say not an unimportant episode, but this is like a kind of a one that I kind of want to get us diving into. More relevant. I mean, I feel like all the episodes are relevant. I don't want to say like one's more important than the other, but we are going through some different times. I'm pretty sure everybody's aware of like what's going on in the world.
Right.
Whether you agree with it or not, you can't ignore it because it is prevalent right now.
It's present.
So I wanted to get Jared's perspective on this. If you guys noticed, Jared is
white, very white. I've been trying to tan for years, but just shit don't work.
And we want to kind of show a different, viewpoint of what's going on in the world. Probably me and Tevin stands on it since we talked about it in our last episode, on episode 20, on Ahmaud Arbery. Check that out. Make sure you check that out before you check out this one.
This is the 21st episode?
This is episode 21. I don't know how you say that in Spanish, though.
Don't look at me.
So, 21, episode 21, and we're here with Jared. And let's just...
You had that look like you were trying to figure it out. You were trying, but it just wasn't happening.
Dose is 22, but I don't know how to...
Nope.
I don't know. After 11, I kind of just
It's cool. 21. My birthday's June 21st.
I mess up on 7. Uno dos, I get there, but I can't.
That's it?
Yeah.
All the Hispanic women you've been with, that's the highest you can go.
We usually don't be doing a whole lot of talking. So.
Damn, bro. So let's dive into it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Black Lives Matter.
Ultimately.
Of course.
Versus the whole argument of all lives matter.
I feel like this is a weird... It's not a weird topic. I just feel like we've never directly addressed this type of shit.
No, we kind of mentioned it. We talked about Ahmaud Arbery specifically in that situation, but we never talked about it in this kind of context. But I think it is relevant because we talked about a lot of things on that show that was probably going to be more as relevant as this. We were actually talking about the looting and the protests
for Target and all that.
we talking about that for Ahmaud Arbery and what we thought about it, and literally no backlash. But
at the same time,
I said the exact same thing, and I kind of got a little heat for it, but about the looting. Now I do want to make this out. I do understand why it happens. I do understand the power behind protests. I believe in it. I was actually in protests. I've been in protests. I'm down for the cause. The only thing that I'm not too down for is the looting.
But the looting,
stealing.
It's not even confirmed about who's actually doing a majority of the looting.
Exactly, and there's too many
variables, too many
variables,
factors, too many people.
Yeah, because it's not just black people protesting. First of all, as we see in all 50 states, we see
that's crazy.
Everybody protesting. We see
all 50 states, bro. When's the last time all 50 states got together and did anything other than try to fight each other?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, same.
I can't tell you.
Couldn't tell you either. This is amazing. I just wanted to say that because when's the last time we've all been in unison for anything?
Exactly. But what me and Chris was talking about earlier today before I got on the show was that I get why people are looting because if you're pissed off, you don't make you're going to act out sometimes. Yeah. And the only reason why I don't agree with it is because it gave something for what I call closet racists to argue back with, what we were talking about this morning.
Yeah, it gave them a reason.
They gave them a reason because they didn't say nothing when dude got killed.
No, George Floyd.
Yeah, when George Floyd got killed. So, they were quiet, and then people were getting on them about being silent. I was like, no, just let them be silent. Just let us do the talking right now. But then once the looting started, then they could kind of creep in there and be like, well, look at it. Look at these thugs doing this stuff like that.
But my thing is,
there's no
people assume that, and they're like, oh yeah, we know for a fact this is who's doing it,
right,
and shit like that. You can tell people 6 ways to Sunday. I mean, yeah, but those are people that's built up of all kinds of people.
Yeah, it's mainly the white dudes. and the Antifa that
That's
acted
literally
up.
what it is. That's literally what
Yeah.
I see. All those videos. You don't see black folk, Hispanic folk, Asian folk out there fighting.
Yeah.
We already get enough flack. So therefore, my whole thing about it is just like, you could say, they're trying not to like it's giving them a reason to assume,
Right.
but they're gonna assume anyway.
Yeah. 100%.
No matter what.
That's true. That's a good point too. Because like when we were talking about it, I was like,
Can't win.
but it gave them a reason to talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
be vocal
they-
about
it
it.
kind of gave them a
Sure.
reason to be able to talk, because a lot of times I don't think racist people just blatantly just be racist online.
They're closet racists. That's what
They
I'm
just
saying.
kind of
Subliminal.
They're trying to it's like subliminal. So like
Little
this
jabs.
was like something that they can kind of they can say without looking racist,
Mm-hmm.
but even though it we know
It's
they're
ultimately pointed in that direction.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
you didn't say nothing about the cause of it.
No,
exactly, and I think that's the biggest thing to
the
me.
cause.
Is the cause of it's just going right over everyone's head.
Yeah.
Like the point, like I'm gonna just make this clear right now. Black Lives Matter does not mean only Black Lives Matter. We obviously know that everybody's lives matter. But
sir.
Black lives are the only ones that's being
Publicly
executed,
executed.
and there's no consequences happening. Cops are killing black people and nobody's going to jail.
No.
That's what they're fighting on, the injustices of how this is happening. Not because a white person killed a black person, which is like the argument I keep hearing all the time. And
It could have been anybody on that.
could have
dude's
been
neck.
anybody, yeah.
Yeah, just call
It could have been a black. It
situation-
could have been a black man
Yeah.
on that black man's neck. Either way, it's just you're a cop.
You're a
You're
cop.
here to serve and protect.
Call
Sir.
the situation fucked up if it's fucked up.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But that's my whole thing about this. It's like no matter what you do or what you say, it's not just like Black Lives Matter. It's a matter of we're human
Facts.
and we're literally being hunted like animals.
It's like Black Lives Matter too, like
Oh, yeah.
as well.
It's like, oh yeah,
Not
it's
like we just matter and nobody else matters. I'm so sick of that argument, and I'm like, y'all, like
It's like nobody ever said that.
yeah, nobody
No
said.
one said that they didn't. No,
if anything,
no one said anyone
I
else
feel like we're
lives
pretty
don't matter.
vocal about all lives matter. Everybody's pretty vocal about that. But when it comes to like a specific Black lives, it just feels like we're kind of put like on that pedestal of like, yeah, you're not that important.
Well, then like they're arguing that argument too. Like, for all lives to matter, all lives need to be equal. So
Yeah, we want
Yeah,
that.
in order for
but we want to be
in
equal
order
too.
for all
Yeah.
lives to matter, black ones gotta matter too.
yeah, 'cause
All
that
lives.
goes into all.
Yeah, that goes
Exactly.
into all. So if
All
ours
lives.
matter, then everybody's matters.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, but it's never like that.
Nah.
But it's kind of like, what do you do now? After all these protests and everything calms back down and quarantines, like after all this is over, then what?
Yeah,
We can't go back to normal.
Yeah, and I that's a good point, because I think a lot of times that these moments happen without any kind of future changes. Like
Nobody thinks about
there's
the
like
long
small
term.
changes, and I get that there's behind the scenes actions that's happening.
Right.
But like I would like to see something more, bigger or permanent, like you
Yeah,
said.
permanent.
Like I want to see like some rules change, some laws change, some
Well, and then
some training changes.
That's what I talked about with you before about like the whole cop like reform thing. Like it should be cop should be go to a 4-year university to be a cop. Like you gotta
Yes.
make it more strict. Like, and honestly, you need to pay cops more because you're gonna get higher qualified people to
That's
be
what
in
I'm
there.
saying. People
Right.
that should
Yeah, I
be
think
in there.
yeah,
You
that's
gotta pay 'em
that's a good point. Like I think one of the best things is like police training. I'm not too sure for area state. I think in Arizona it's 6 months, right?
Yeah, you just gotta pass. My fat ass could go out there and pass that and be a
We've
cop.
seen the cops that are
But
out
to
there.
be a lawyer, a judge, a DA,
You gotta go to school
governor,
for like
politician,
4 to
6
8
years,
years.
yeah.
Like you gotta do a
Yeah.
grad
If
program.
you
all
want a
that.
really qualified
There's
person,
yeah.
they got to go through the process, and I think cops should be held to
They
that
do
same
too.
accountability.
Yeah,
Like they
'cause-
should go through, like you said, like maybe like a 4-year program. Because like I know in Arizona you got to be like 21, 22 to be a cop anyway.
Right.
So why don't you like for people who do want to be a cop, maybe after high school or something like that, they can like join these type of programs that we talked about.
Yeah, of course.
And then when they get out, you're more educated. You
Yeah.
understand a little bit more about what you're doing,
Well,
who
the-
you're serving, and
Of course.
you join the academy, take some more exams, and you be a more qualified person.
And then you get paid more. Like there should be like a tier system. Like you go in there with a 4-year degree. You start out at a certain amount of pay, but then like if you want to take like if you're working in a community that's made up of predominantly black people, Mexican people, take some classes on their culture. Take a psychology class to understand You know, just
take U.S. history.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they need to take like some classes to like understand it, because if you understand people, you're less likely to get riled up, hyped up.
The only thing that I can see as an argument is that people will probably say that, well, you're training the races to be more qualified. You're training like better
racism,
better racist cops, like
better to hide it.
They're more educated, so then now it's better for them to take advantage of the system, because everything can be taken advantage of.
True.
But,
I didn't think about that, but
like cops need to take like a psyche evaluation.
They do.
Like we're not
before
trying
they become a cop. They do.
We're not trying to say it's not a stress.
Look, that totally went over me. I didn't know that part.
It's a stressful ass job.
No
one's trying to say it's not stressful, but if you're a person that can't, I couldn't be a cop, because I don't care what you look like. If you fucking spit in my face, I'm gonna bust your ass.
Yeah, that's baton to the throat.
You know what I mean? Like I'm too hot headed to be a cop. So you got to get people in there that, in high stress situations, have appropriate responses.
But my thing is, what counts as a high stress situation these days? You have people that are literally. Have you seen these videos? People literally complacent and shit. Just I'm not doing anything.
Right.
I'm literally just sitting here using my amendments, my rights, and I get beat the fuck up.
Right. Yeah. There's extremes.
It's beyond extreme. I don't even know what a word goes beyond extreme, but it's just doing too much.
I mean, there's even even being a teacher, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, like, I put up with more shit in the morning
I couldn't be a teacher
than I do at the end of the day.
Nope.
You know, a little 13-year-old giving me attitude at 10 in the morning, I'm like, just get out my face, go away. But at 3 p.m., I'm like, look here, you little fuck. You know what I mean? You know, like,
we're almost out of here.
It's like,
we're almost out of here.
Don't make me pop you with this dodgeball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh man,
I couldn't be a teacher. I would be destroying these kids.
Man, it's fun.
Dodgeball every day, Coach. We did dodgeball last week. Guess what?
I don't give a fuck.
I had a bad day yesterday, so we're playing dodgeball.
Run for your lives.
Run for your lives.
But that's my whole thing. It's just like, there needs to be more. Like, you have to be able to tell when someone's the way I'm trying to say it is, you have to be aware of how someone's going to handle a situation.
Right.
In all situations, you need to be like, if you're employing someone, don't like all our security guards. Like, we don't have no hotheads. But all the buildings next door, them dudes beat the shit out of people without hesitation whatsoever. They just go in, and like, but I make it a point to talk to all my security guards to see how they feel throughout the day. Because you a regular human, you have shit that goes on outside.
You got stuff. You bring some negativity from work. You will
break somebody's jaw off.
Yeah,
and I don't want to be a part of that because I don't have to bail you out.
Right.
And it's just all these people have all these little stress inducers, and then boom.
It's hard too because
pops. It just pops.
Like, especially in this profession, you don't want any bad apples. Because I heard that one a lot. I heard that one like, they're just a few bad apples. I was
it's like what Chris Rock said. Like, you know, if you're pilots, like, hey man, we got a couple pilots that might just crash into this fucking mountain over here, but no big deal. The rest of them are great.
Yeah, we don't need no bad pilots.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no.
You gotta get out.
There's
the whole
some professions like, what if you got a doctor and he's like, I mean, he's good sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes he might snip the wrong artery. But hey. You might make it.
It's just a few bad apples.
Yeah. Someone tweeted about that. They're like, if a doctor messes up in a surgery, they have to go through all these tests, all these evaluations.
Right.
A cop messes up, it's a slap
it's
on
a little
wrist.
slap on it, like a toddler. You know, they get punished like toddlers almost. Like, go put your nose in the corner and think about it.
It's like a dog. Like, you're just trying to train a dog.
Go home, time out for 2 weeks. We'll see you back.
We're still gonna pay you too. You know, we're gonna let you de-stress yourself, think about what.
And I just want to make
go ahead
a point.
Take that vacation you wanted.
Dude's only been charged. Like, we'll see if he gets convicted.
There's no. That's what I'm saying.
That's another thing. Just arrest doesn't mean.
It doesn't mean he's done.
For like people who's like.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, if you don't.
The type of lawyer that it's gonna take for them to get over on this.
Bro,
I'm not saying it's not possible.
It doesn't even matter. It's the jury. Like, we'll see what kind of jury they get. Because, like, that Trayvon Martin case, that should have been open and close. You got to be kidding me.
Why are we arguing about it? You know
and I'm like, for George Zimmerman to get off, I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Got off and became a celebrity.
I'm like, people don't, like, it would have never happened if George never approached Trayvon. Ahmaud Arbery, it would have never happened if they approached him. But yet, they blame him for fighting back. they blame Trayvon for fighting back.
If a dude presses me, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, no normal person gonna sit there and be like getting accused of some shit and not, clap back at him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we supposed to do? Am I not supposed to defend myself? So I'm supposed to just let you blatantly kill me or whoop my ass?
Yeah, I mean,
that shit doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't.
Exactly.
It's weird.
And then another thing that I talked about with Chris is like demographics. Like, if you grew up in a certain type of neighborhood, like if you grew up in Maryville, you should be a Maryville cop. If you grew up in Anthem, you shouldn't come to Maryville and be a cop because you ain't used to shit.
But at the same time, that's kind of perpetuating the same bullshit that's happening.
I guess, but at least, I feel like it would be safer, because
they come from there.
They understand it. Like, like I've been around, like, I've been around the black community a lot, the Mexican community a lot. Yeah. So, if somebody approaches me and says something, I'll shake it off. But like a white dude that don't come from that and be like, "What's up, motherfucker?" Like, he might be like, "Oh shit." Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hey. Someone says that to me, I'm just like,
what'd you say?
I feel threatened.
Have you seen that Tyler the Creator meme? It's like, what you doing around here? And he's like reaching his bag. I'm just going home. Okay. You seen that?
It's bad, bro. But it's literally like that, though.
Yeah,
it's
wild.
It's ridiculous, and it was even more ridiculous is that people don't see it. They miss the point, and they miss...
Like Drew Brees.
Oh, Drew Brees missed the point.
He missed the point.
It just went right over his head.
And I don't give a shit about no apology.
Read the room,
we know how you feel. The only reason why you apologize is you saw people
you got pressed by everybody.
You got pressed.
Because if everybody was praising you, there would have been no apology.
He'd have been like, yep.
Is he still in, or did he retire?
Nah, he's still in.
Oh,
then this is something next season about to hurt. That me and my boy Phil talked about. It's like, if that dude don't get it, he's been around predominantly black players. Okay, they're listening to hip hop in the locker room. He's probably been invited to
hitting the Dougie in the locker room.
Yeah, he's around that culture more than the average Joe white guy. So if that dude don't get it, the dude that lives out in the backwoods over there, he sure as hell ain't gonna get it.
Hey, that's a good point. For someone who's constantly around black people. Because like 77% of NFL is black.
That's what I'm saying. So if that dude ain't gonna get it, these dudes that aren't around black people all the time, they for sure ain't gonna get it.
So at that point, what do you do to fix the conversation?
I don't know if there's...
I don't know, because like I used to say dialogue, like if you just be invested in other people's culture, you probably better understand them. But like he said, Drew Brees was...
He's deep in the culture.
You're in it.
He's been invited to the cookout.
You live in New Orleans, bro. Like,
he been to the cookout and he still don't get it.
How do you live out there in Louisiana and still...
And in New Orleans?
That's what I'm saying.
Come on,
that's what I'm saying, bro. It's not like it's not like living in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's not like someone in Green Bay. That's what Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? The only black dudes in Green Bay are on the team. You know what I'm saying? Man, it don't make no sense.
It don't, but at the same... So, what's the point of having conversation?
The sad thing is like, out of all this, I think there will be some changes. It will be more peaceful. But it's just still going to take... it's like... With anything, time, it's just going to take more time. Probably not in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
When our kids will be more diverse.
Well,
of course.
Yeah, think about it too.
Younger generations already
was for 249 years.
And the civil rights shit was like 50 years ago.
Yes, segregation was for another 84 years.
That's what I'm saying. It just got done.
We only been out of that era for about 60-something years.
Dude, like, our parents pretty much grew up in segregation.
Yeah. I'm like, your grandma... Like, people...
My parents grew up...
My dad was born in 1950. Like, he grew up prime.
Oh yeah, like some of y'all parents or grandfathers, they had Negro on their birth certificate. That's so we're not that far from that.
So it's just gonna take time. It's gonna be our kids' kids. Then it's just gonna take time.
Like, that residue is still there. You know what I'm saying? That residue, because like even like when I talk to my dad, like he was born in the 70s, right? But he grew up in the 80s. I'll say like. That's your teen years,
right? That's when you actually like know what's going on.
Yeah,
when you become aware.
Yeah,
like us, we're 90s babies, but like I feel like we're 2000s
because we grew up in
2000. We grew up when time was changing. Yeah.
Literally.
We grew up when like social media was popping, TVs started.
Yeah, so I'll call us like more
Yeah.
of 2000 kids.
Yeah,
because that's where the area we grew up.
Yeah, like we're all electricians because we think we could plug the audio and the visual
I know, and then
cables in.
my dad, born in 1950, how the fuck did you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, he didn't understand.
Right, like I had to explain how to use someone's remote yesterday, and I was like, you just hit.
Right.
Yeah,
And I'm looking at them, I'm like, you
Simple
really
to
don't know how to do that.
That's simple,
shit.
right?
Simple to us.
So, like, how do you expect somebody to kind of just change their ways about, like, the social statuses of people? Like, they grew up in a time where...
They can't connect the yellow audio into the yellow fucking hole on TV.
My thing is
And, like, when they were younger or when they were kids, that stuff was going around. You know, like, maybe some... Like, if he was born in the South, you know, he's going to colored schools or the colored stuff. And they grew up around that era.
but my thing is, it's not like we just came over here on ships. We've been here.
Yeah.
Since the beginning of all this.
But we've been treated for, like...
So, but my thing is...
Like,
it ain't going to change in our
like
lifetime.
Dookie shoot.
It's going to be like...
That's why I feel like the conversation doesn't need to... There doesn't need to be a conversation. It needs to be action. And that's why I'm kind of okay with everybody doing what they're doing right now. Why? Because look who's finally changing. Shit's finally happening. I hate for it to be this way, but
yeah, I mean,
well, yeah,
it's
like,
results.
It's being heard.
You have to look at the results.
It's being heard, and I do appreciate like even like all the non-black people coming out, saying stuff and companies and. Even though I feel like some people think it's trendy to do that and stuff like that.
The clout chasing.
It's literally trendy.
But it's happening though.
People are using this protest to go take Instagram
I
photos.
feel like since it's happening, some people might see it and it might change their perspective. Right. It might make them want to go out. I am going to invest in black businesses. You know what? I might educate myself on this matter. So I think it's all important, whether people think it might be like it's trendy to do it or if it's.
Well, and the thing is,
they just saying it to save face.
You'll never know 100% how someone truly feels because Drew Brees might actually be fucking sorry.
He might actually be sorry for real. I'll say this about Drew Brees: I don't think that was his intent. It just came out like how it did. I honestly don't think Drew Brees is a racist. Right. I honestly don't think that. What he said, it was just more ignorance.
Those passes are too nice to be
It was just ignorance, I felt like. It was just like he didn't know, and he kind of just, he felt passionate about his country, so he just said something,
Yeah.
And it came off as like...
Ignorant.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't blame him for that. Like, I don't think Drew Brees is a racist or anything like that, but... Maybe
he could have said it in a different way.
Yeah, maybe he did. For the past 24 hours, he educated himself. We don't know.
Yeah, we never know.
Maybe his apology was sincere. We don't know.
The way I feel, though, like, if you said it, and then people...
Yeah, he said it. So that was his true feelings.
True heart of hearts, but
that was his true feelings.
You said sorry because everyone on your ass.
And I get that. Yeah,
it could be that, or he could be genuine and be like...
It could. We don't know, though.
We'll never know.
But, in my opinion, I don't think he, is like a racist. Right. I really don't. I just think what he said was just ignorant.
Right.
I think it's just misunderstood.
Yeah, it was just. I think he was just misunderstood, and he doesn't invest himself in.
He could even said it differently, but look, I understand why. I don't agree with it, but I understand why people are like. He could have just said it in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. No one's disrespecting the
you
flag.
A grown ass man, but you don't know how to say
right.
Yeah. Can we just take out that is disrespecting the flag? But yet we had the First Amendment to freedom of speech.
Right.
But yet that's disrespecting. I'm like, black people fought in those wars too. Those same wars that Drew Brees was talking about. Black people was fighting for a country, and then when they came back home, they was getting treated like garbage for the country they just fought for.
Right.
This is my conversation I have with a lot of people that are military right
now. My wife, Asia. Shout out to Asia. She's filming, by the way, this episode. But
also, congratulations to Asia and Chris. They're expecting a baby.
Shout out to myself.
Shout out to Chris.
You're gonna be a dad, bro.
Chris.
This crazy world, y'all gonna be parents. Big papas.
Daddy Hawks.
Don't say it like that.
Yo.
Big Daddy Hawks.
I needed that one.
Big Daddy Kane Hawk. But like I was saying, like her grandfather fought in the war, right? And I used to ask him questions about it because I was like, how do you fight for a country that didn't really care about you back then? And he had his reasons. And one of the things that he said that really resonated with me is that he fought because he believed of change. And I was like, Joe, you gotta think about how strong you really believe that.
To throw your life on the line.
His faith was out of this world because there's no way if I was a 21-year-old black dude and growing up in the 50s or in the 40s, that I would be like, I'm gonna fight because I believe in change. I'll be like, I need to fight these injustices. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I'm
saying. I'm about to be with Martin Luther King on the block. We about to be.
But that's literally.
But he was literally he did it because he believed one day it would change.
Right.
Even though he came back home and he told me like, as a black dude, he couldn't even hang with the other white troops. Like they separated them.
Even
like
if
they
they
couldn't
were
even ride
cool.
in the same car.
Even if they were cool, this still wouldn't matter.
Yeah, he said they treated the terrorists that they captured better than the black people who was on the same team.
You telling me that?
They had they put the terrorists in like cozy little house bunker things while the black people had to be outside. This is what he told me. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. They treating the terrorists comfy? They making sure they comfy? While the black dudes are outside in the cold?
Fluffing your pillows while...
I was like, bro, I couldn't do it. But I do... That's huge respect I give him.
Yeah,
like,
props to that.
That's huge respect because like that means his faith was like out of this earth.
Yeah.
To believe that things would change one day, and that's why he was doing it.
But I asked my dad now. I asked him. I asked my sister. I asked my brother-in-law. I asked a lot of people that are military now. I'm like, how do you feel fighting for a country that don't give a fuck about you?
What do you say?
They just looked at me and they're like, I didn't do it for the country. I did it for family. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's a great answer.
Did it for benefits.
But literally, that's literally what it is. And that's exactly what like some people would tell me. They're like,
make sure I went to college.
I made sure my family is good. Like I did my part to make sure my family is good. And like I respect that, but at the same time, like it couldn't be me.
Yeah, I got friends, and we all know somebody in the military.
Yeah, AJ.
We got people.
Shout out to AJ.
Shout out to AJ. He's in the military, and I do respect him because that's something that I just couldn't do.
That's what I'm saying. I know a lot of people are going through conflict right now. Like I have a lot of military friends, and like they're either military wise or they're military themselves, and they're having a lot of conflict because they just deployed soldiers on U.S. soil. That's crazy to me.
Wow. Well, it is domestically and foreign is like what's in the.
But that's crazy that like, bro.
Yeah, who thought that would ever happen?
Like, would you ever like really expect that?
Ooh, man, fuck 2020.
2020 is a shit.
They hit us
year,
with
bro.
a pandemic.
We lost
got
COVID.
Soldiers coming into our own streets. It's like
killer hornets.
Yeah.
Actually, that never happened. I don't even acknowledge that.
There's all them earthquakes happening in Yellowstone. That bitch might blow up.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I'm moving.
My man Kobe.
You probably shouldn't have told me about that.
Yeah, Kobe was holding it together now.
Yeah, literally, as soon as Kobe left, shit just went 180, and I'm just confused on everything at this point.
It's been, it's definitely a year I won't forget.
Like, what do you guys expect next?
I know. What I expect next is like some change. Like, I feel like like you said, like 2020, we've gone through a lot already.
Yeah.
And even with COVID, like the speeches I kept hearing with COVID, it was like trying to encourage people like we should be working together at this time, but
right.
Bro, I really think that Americans don't really mess with each other like that, man. Like,
we really don't care.
We really we just care about the people we love, and that's okay. Like I get that. You really care. Like some people care about humanity. God bless them. But like I honestly feel like people just only care about their circle. Like
right.
It's hard to care, bro.
It really is because you see a lot of negativity, and especially like the media portrays it a lot. Like the negative side of things.
Yeah.
Like I'll give social media that. Like you do see a lot of positive protests.
The background.
You get the background. And I'm glad that social media exists for those type of reasons. Yeah. Just so you can see different perspectives. Because like remember we were talking about like the last episode we talked about baby boomers.
Yeah.
And we talking about how when they watch the news they take that crap for heart. Yeah. Like they see it don't matter what it is, they be like, man, that's true.
That's facts.
That's fact.
CNN?
They said it.
Yeah.
That's
news,
true. And I'm like, the millennials, we're kind of more savvy with it.
Well, tell me why it's right. Like,
yeah,
we'll all argue.
Yeah. I don't trust it.
We'll go look it up, or we're a little bit more savvy when it comes to that. But but also, not all boomers are on social media, so they don't see that side.
True.
Or people in general, like they might just watch the news and they see just negative, like look at all these thugs and people looting, and they're just like, yeah, look at them.
Yeah, of course, but that's kind of just like how it is with generations. Because like you try to have
my shotgun and start shooting some of these.
And then I hate that. Talking about that, I hate motherfuckers like that. Like, you don't know how you gonna react next. You might be a little bitch. Somebody running.
Oh yeah. Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like
shooting,
you just gonna start busting
gosh.
somebody. Like, don't stop trying to be a keyboard thug and talk all that mess behind the screen.
Bro, after the shooting at Westgate, I shit you not, I had so many messages like, "Yo, if I was there, I would have pulled out." No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Man, I know you. I know you.
There's some people that would, and shout out to them, but shit, I mean,
it's not a lot, bro.
It's not a lot. It's not a lot.
That fight or flight response is not a lot of people.
Yeah, I honestly don't believe that because like even I think I surprise myself sometimes because like stuff happened in our life and then you be like, that happened, I'm gonna do this.
Right.
Like I remember when I said if I get robbed, I'll probably be scared as heck.
Right.
And I was like, I'll probably be like crying or whatever. But when I got robbed, I did something different.
yeah, bro. You
panic or
doing this right now?
Yeah. Okay. That's how I felt. Like literally, like it was weird.
It's
like
happening, whatever.
Like if I'm in the parking lot,
gosh, bro.
Like think about this. Like if I'm in the parking lot and dude's busting over there in the middle of Westgate. I don't care how tough you're kind of a dumbass. You're like, I'm still gonna go up in the Westgate.
That's what I'm saying. Like that fight or flight, your natural survival instinct is just don't go towards the danger. You're not
unless it's right there in your dish, then you're probably not gonna.
You have no choice.
Yeah, at that point,
like if you know you have it on you, you making eye contact. Like okay, cool. Like now I have to save myself.
I believe it too. Like I don't think everyone's as tough as they say.
Everyone, and then
like they better not. Like they're looting. Like let's go back to the looting like for a quick second. They so they looted Target, AutoZone, all these different places.
Right.
Why do people thought they were looting? Like the people I was saying like, they better not loot my home because I gotta. Nobody care about your home.
What do you have in the house that I need?
Nobody.
Half box of Captain Crunch.
Cares about you. Stop it. Like I swear,
people like to feel important, bro.
You live in the rural areas of Buckeye, Arizona. Nobody going out there to steal from you.
And hey, talking about Buckeye, man, there's a ton of closet racist people in Buckeye.
Oh, of course, bro.
It's wild.
It's just ridiculous. Like nobody, they better not come around here.
And bro,
nobody's coming for you. Stop it.
And here's my thing. And I'm like, look, I went to high school with y'all. Like. I know. I've seen you get pressed. Like, I know how you react. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like I know you, bro. Like you're not about to do it. Half of the shit you claim.
I got my beer outside and my 12 gauge, and anybody that come in my area, I'm blasting kneecaps.
Like I've seen.
I'm like, yo, nobody cares about your little $2 beer and
bro.
Keystone Light.
Your 1999 Ford pickup. Bro, stop it.
It's just
you're fooling yourself. You're missing the whole
crazy.
It's ridiculous. You missed it.
You missed it.
Crazy.
You missed it.
You went straight.
You
just
skipped over common sense and then you
went straight on
outlandish,
ridiculous.
But it's just at this point, bro.
Like I'm seeing posts on Facebook of like people talking about how they gonna shoot the looters and they're gonna hope they like. I saw this one on Facebook. They were talking about the protests, and then some people was talking about how the National Guard start shooting these.
Like why would you want that?
Shooting these effers.
Why would you want that?
People are so crazy.
You missed it.
You
just as bad as those cops that killed George Floyd. What are you shooting them for?
And that's why it ain't gonna be with us that it changes.
What are you shooting them for?
Kids.
Like, it's ridiculous, dude. Like,
I see a weird future.
I wouldn't wish death on none of them.
Nobody. I don't care how bad you are. I still don't want you to get popped. Like, damn. You don't want to wish death on nobody. Like, that's just foolish to say that.
Yeah,
that's just foolish, man.
It is. It's ridiculous, man. Like a lot, like you said, a lot of closet races are coming out, and remember we talking about social media and how like if a lot of people agree with you, you think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you can kind of pick and choose what you want to hear on social media.
Sure.
You literally have filters to mute words.
So if they got someone else that's thinking about them, and then they got somebody else, and then now they're like a whole crowd of people. Now they think they're right. So now they're like, well, all these people agree with me. So now we're gonna shoot these looters.
Well, and then let's also point out like, I mean, we're still gonna keep talking about all this stuff, but I want to point out something positive. Like, a lot of closet racists are coming out. But a lot of like closet people who you thought were racist are coming out, and you're like, "Oh, you're not racist? Well, shit." You know what I mean? Like, like there's still something like
I care about the people.
Yeah, you're like, your ass is saying that.
Wow, you got the rainbow flag tatted on you?
Yeah, like a lot of closet supporters coming out.
Closet supporters.
You know what I mean? There's closet racists coming out and closet supporters.
My thing is why do we like? Why is it like that? Why does it take so much? Don't get me wrong. Again, I'm happy with how things are going, but why does it take all this?
Because it's not. You gotta think about it too. It's not actually happening, and like we're black, right? So we understand because it happens daily for us. Like we see the little racist comments that people make. We see the little sly things people do. But for them, they don't experience that. So why they gotta think about it?
If I get called a nigger one more time on PlayStation, bro, I might do that. How do you know?
Shout out to PlayStation.
How do you know? That shit bothers me.
I used to say that too. I'm like, how do they know?
How do you know?
Bro, they be calling me that shit too. I'm like, why the southern accent? I mean,
damn, bro.
That nigga from Mississippi. I know a Mississippi voice when I hear one.
I know, man. But nah, man, like, and that's the thing too, is like, I feel like that's something that, you know,
it's just
maybe
everywhere.
white, you know, the white community, I feel like that's something that a lot of people just ignore. It's like, look, like, we're not going to experience it. I experienced it hanging out with y'all because there's been times when I went to Old Town Scottsdale.
Bro, when we got pulled about them cops.
Yeah, when we was 15.
They stopped me and Dejan and just walked over Jared like we kidnapped Jared or something.
I was about to tell him y'all did.
I'm not supposed to be.
My fucking milkshake.
I'm not supposed to be here.
Bro, quick story. So we were like, what, 18, 17?
No, we was young. Maybe it was 15.
So me, Jared, and one of our friends, Cinco the Wolf. Shout out to Cinco. He comes on the show a lot of times. We was going to the gas station, right? Yeah, because
it was 11:30 at night. We wanted a damn milkshake.
Oh yeah, we was like want something sweet.
We're little kids, man. We wanted a milkshake.
And we were walking. I'm gonna put the emphasis on walking because I never in my life got pulled over walking until that day. Mm-hmm. So we were walking to the gas station, and it wasn't that far from us. It was probably maybe about like a good 10-minute walk.
Yeah. It was at Circle K up the street.
Yeah, it was Circle K at the street from our house, and as we were walking, it wasn't a lot of people out. Obviously, it was like 11:30.
It was like 11:30, yeah.
But like still, we wasn't doing anything bad. We just wanted to go get something.
We had milkshakes.
Milkshake to eat, and literally we had pulled over, walking. So the cop drove on the sidewalk,
cut us off,
and he cut us off, and
about 6 other cops.
And I was just shocked because I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way, I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah.
And then the cop came out the car and he's like, what are you guys doing? And I was like, you know, we were just saying, like, we was being honest. Hey, we were calling us a milkshake.
Yeah.
And then he asked me and Dejan, do we live around here? And I was like, it was funny because they came to my house.
Yeah, I was like, I was sitting at his house.
Yeah, they came to my house, but they asked me and Dejan, do we live around there?
Right, yeah, they did.
And they asked for me and Dejan's ID. But they never asked Jared's ID.
Nah, they didn't.
Not one time Jared put out his ID.
And yeah.
So we put out ID and they saw that I lived up the street. So then they questioned Dejan because he lived in Verrado at the time.
Yeah.
So they was like, what are you doing over here? And I was like, we're at my house.
Like, we're spending the night.
We're just hanging out. And then they asked Jared, what did they ask you?
They asked me like, oh, is that true?
Yeah, they were they needed Jared's validation on everything.
But then you're skipping the point too though. It's like after the dude asked us a couple questions, he called for backup, and then like 6 other cop cars.
Yeah, so we had 6 squad cars.
And we were sitting on the curb.
And yeah, then they put us on the curb because I guess what we said wasn't true. So they asked Jared what was going on. Jared cleared it up. I'm glad he was there because who knows what the heck would happen. But see what I'm saying? Like, it's just ridiculous, bro. Like,
it's crazy.
Jared was there. And I felt like Jared being there saved us from some other BS.
Yeah, 100%. I think so too. And then that'd been funny. But I don't know these motherfuckers shit.
Gotta be like Cat Williams said. Everybody should have a white friend.
hey man,
your white friend will get you out of trouble.
Well, then the other day too, like with this whole curfew shit, like, and this is a form of white privilege. I don't give 2 fucks about the curfew. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll just mob around wherever the hell I want and don't care. But I was with my boy Phil, and he's like, man, I'm about to go get some food. He's like, but shit, it's past curfew. I'm like, dude, I'll go with you.
Like, look at that though.
Like, I got you, bro.
Like in your brain, you know, oh, if he's with me, it's cool.
Yeah, like I'll drive.
Have you ever felt like that hanging out with us? Like
what?
Like, oh, they're hanging out with me, so we should be fine.
Yeah, 100% all the time.
Like
that situation. Bad. Like, I was 15, I was still naive at that point, but like I still had like a very minimal like understanding. Like, oh, like I'll get him out of it. Like, like yeah, I'm sitting out at his house. D's here too. Like,
what is that? What card? Like, as we give people the black card, like what card is that?
Man. I don't know.
What card is that?
I'm glad I can use it to.
But I'm used to stuff like that. Like, I'm used to cops doing dumb stuff like that. You get used to it. After,
bro, but
and it's bad that we have to.
Right.
And, like, we gotta kind of.
I shouldn't be numb to this kind of feeling.
We gotta be prepped to like how to deal with situations like that.
I shouldn't feel like I need to take Jared with me if I want to go to Scottsdale, or if I want to go hang out in downtown.
Should be able to go get a dang ice cream.
And not have to worry about shit like that.
And I'm not even driving. What do you need my ID for? You say when we was 15, I didn't know any better either.
Yeah, we were pretty naive at 15.
Now I'd be like, for what? I'm walking.
For a while. Yeah. Well, and then
I'm not doing nothing.
I got other stories too, like, I got, several friends that I go to the clubs with and stuff like that, And there's been times when I'm out with, a bunch of black friends and I got a jersey on and they won't let none of us in. Okay? So I went to my car.
They won't let nobody in?
None of us were allowed. Bro, hold up. So then I had to go to the car, change into a t-shirt, and then they let us all in.
Like everybody.
All of us, yeah.
Bro, that's...
And so then, but here's the kicker, bro. So then we go into the club, and I shit you not, there's a table full of frat dudes rocking jerseys. All white dudes rocking jerseys. I'm like, okay. Like, right on.
Yeah, for those people, if you live in Arizona, you know the Scottsdale.
Oh, Scottsdale.
Everybody knows the Scottsdale rule.
Hang out in Snobsdale.
If you're wearing a jersey, you're not going nowhere. If you're wearing Jordans, you ain't getting anywhere.
But if you're white, you can.
If you're white,
because when I'm with my white friends, if I have on, not like Nikes aren't even allowed. Like,
nope.
I had on Air Maxes one time with my white friends. They let me in the club, and I got to act a fool. When my black friends like, he can't come in. You can't come in. It's just like,
it's funny. Damn. I was wearing a jersey one time too, but it was a baseball jersey, and I thought that was more discreet. Like it's just a baseball jersey, so I thought that was okay.
No.
And then they said, "Nah, you can't go in, but everybody else can go in."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh man!" Obviously, the people that was with me, they was like, "No, we ain't gonna do that to you."
We gonna wait. Yeah.
So we went back to my car because I'm another person too that got extra clothes.
Well, I got them on hangers and everything. I got
extra clothes in the car too.
They got no wrinkles.
So I just put on another shirt. And we went back in, but it's crazy that you said that because you had a jersey on, nobody.
Because I was with my black friends.
But I had a jersey on, and just me, I couldn't go in.
Yeah,
they say everyone else can, but me.
It's wild, man.
That's wild. Like I never heard a story like that.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, even though I'm white and I'll never understand it to the full extent as y'all, I still see it through my friends. Because I get treated a certain way hanging out with black people. I'm sure there's like, I speak up on this issue, and I've had it like, people be like, "Oh, you're a sellout," type shit. So it's just like,
fuck.
Yeah, if you know what I'm saying? Like, but
ain't shit.
Being a normal person is an undervalued and underappreciated thing.
You know what I like about you though, Jared?
What's that, man?
The number one thing, bro, you don't make it weird to be like black and white and be friends. I literally went to the bar last night, and this one bartender, she sees me a lot. She said, "What's up, homie?" Like literally, she made it a point to come up to me, like be like, "Yo, so I just want your opinion on something." And I was like, "Yo, if I was white," in my back of my head, I'm like, "If I was white, would you still want my opinion? If I was anything other than black, would you still want my opinion?"
Right.
So she goes in to lay in. She's just like, "So I made this Facebook post about a conspiracy theory about the riots and everything going on and black people, and one of my friends calls me a racist," and I'm like,
"For shizzle."
And I was like, and then I just ultimately, the first question I was like, "Was your friend black?" She's like, "Yeah, but we've been friends for like ever." She's like my old roommate. I'm like,
that don't mean shit.
That don't mean shit.
Phil posted something on his Instagram. He was like, damn, I should have screenshotted it. But it said something. It was like, you're still racist towards black people, but you like me because you know me.
Right.
Yeah.
You only like this black dude because you know him. And you're like, oh wow, he's actually a good guy.
He's not like the others.
Yeah,
that's probably their perspective.
Right, but he's still a racist.
It's not like the other black.
But I've met people like that, and they openly tell me, they're like, "Oh, Tev, you're cool. Like I didn't know like black people were that cool." And I'm like,
what the fuck? Or they be like, "You're different."
Yeah, and I'm like,
different from the
what
others.
do you think? Like we sit there and eat people? Like what is?
Yeah.
What is the like? I'm so confused on that shit, bro. Like the narrative is so
bro.
wrong.
They get their perspective from TV. Or from social media.
And just the media in general. Like CNN.
CNN is fake.
I was telling Chris today.
Fake news.
I was telling Chris this today. Racism is the media's moneymaker.
Oh, yeah.
Other than like war is like on the same page. Like war will get this type of reaction.
Bro, yeah, they'll talk about war. They'll beat death. They'll beat war to death. They talk about every hour on an hour. We was in a war. These many people are dying.
Right.
These many people got shot. And Gerald was right. Like, when they talk about racism, that's like, you gotta remember too, the media is a new, like, it's a selling and
business.
It's their moneymaker, man. Racism is their moneymaker, and
it's a hot topic to them.
Yeah, and it's easy too. Like, racism, you know, we'll get like these George Floyd videos, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor. You know, we'll get that type of stuff once a month. You know, I mean, we don't see the majority of all this, but a main video will make the news once a month.
Like, it just takes that one video. It takes that one video.
But we can't go to fucking war once a month because then, like, everybody's gonna fucking die and all that stuff. So that's their moneymaker is racism.
But like when COVID started, that's how it was. The death toll is this. Every day, the death toll, either whether it was changing or it stayed the same, they made sure to let people know.
I ain't heard shit about the Rona since all this happened either.
You haven't, because it's just nobody
it's
cares.
Hot no more.
It's not a topic. Like those killer bees wasn't a hot topic. Nobody was biting.
Yeah, nobody was biting into it. So they stopped talking about it.
Fuck it. Like,
I don't give a
until the motherfuckers pop up on your door.
Back your ass up out the air, man.
So I got raid.
But that's what I'm saying, though. It's just
gotcha.
It's a hot topic,
man. It's the moneymaker, bro. So obviously they're gonna hype it up, and then like what they put in the media, like, have you noticed they never put like a normal white dude talking on there? It's always the backwoods hillbilly, like yeah, but do. Yeah, like it's always these backwoods people, man. Like the extreme
motherfuckers that you would never give a camera to or a microphone to in any other situation.
That's a good point. I went to a protest in 2016.
Right.
There was a black man that got killed by the Tempe police, and we was in a protest. And during that time, well, it was kind of hot during that time too. Like, you could say hot. Like, it was a lot of "I Can't Breathe" or the Eric Garner situation.
Yeah. I remember those, but I didn't know about the.
There was a killing in police.
Okay.
And I was in that protest, and I was talking with the police and everything, right? Mm-hmm. And then like, until it went all bad, you know, things kind of got out of hand, and then the news was there.
Right.
So I got interviewed by Fox. I got interviewed by the West Valley.
No shit.
I got interviewed by ABC.
Mm-hmm. You were on the news?
Let me get to that.
My bad.
So I got interviewed
because he was too normal.
Because I was too normal. And I was making sense. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you gotta understand, as a people together.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was a dude that was there, and it was a black dude, and he was like wilding out.
They get that dude on.
He was on the news. I remember he was right next to me.
Right.
I was getting interviewed, and then right two people down, he was getting interviewed.
Right.
But they aired what he was doing. Because he was like, I'm so sick of this. And he was like screaming, and he was more animated.
And here's my thing.
And they used and he said a lot. He said a whole bunch.
Right.
But the clip that they use is when he said that, man, it's not fair that they arresting black people, but not these old white ladies.
Right.
That was on the news. That one part he said.
Of course.
And if they would have if they would have put you on there, some of these like white people that are closet racist or like on the fence. I mean, that's harsh to say that and terrible thing to say. On the fence of like, do I want to be racist or not? If they would have put you on there, they'd have been like, oh, like, okay. Yeah. But they put him on there and they're like,
and I filmed the whole thing because one of the dudes that led the protest was arrested.
Yeah.
And the police was literally dragging him across the street. He wasn't even moving his feet. They were dragging him up and down the street, and then they just threw him in a car.
Right.
And everybody was like, oh, and I filmed the whole thing.
Right.
And they asked for my footage.
Do you still have it?
And I said, nah.
Smart.
Y'all need that.
You're not gonna do nothing good.
Yeah, I still got it. I can send you some clips.
You should do that.
I made some clips about it. Yeah, but they asked me for it.
Right.
And then I said, nah. And it's almost like they were shocked that I said it.
Of course, because they
were like, you sure? I was like, yeah, I'm sure.
Because I'm not gonna
this is mine.
Yeah. I said it.
Yeah.
I said no. So fuck off.
But I knew what they were on, bro. Like I just knew, and I there's a small part of me that was like, oh, I might be on the news. But deep down, I was like, they're not gonna use mine. They're gonna use the dude that was next to me, and they did, and exactly what I thought happened.
That's what I'm
saying. They used his footage because he was acting wild and saying wild stuff.
Right.
So they was creating a perception. You know, imagery is strong, bro.
It's a huge factor.
To paint a picture for somebody is super strong because like it shapes your perception of something.
Right.
Correct.
So then like the white dude that might have been on the fence of like, do I want to be racist or not, or like, how am I going to feel about black people? He sees that, which is probably going to push him a little bit more to be racist.
He's like, see,
I
told you them niggas they just say anything. Look at them.
Same with black people.
lips just flapping in the wind.
You get that white dude that's on there like, oh, these thugs, these, stuff like that. It's like, well, fuck you. Like, I'm gonna be racist towards your ass. Like, they don't put the normal people on there.
No,
so
because
that's why you always see like some of these interviews go viral. Like, remember that dude that was like, they climbing in their windows, they snatching these people up,
and that's
hide your kids.
You saw that dude, Mike Tyson, or what his name was.
And they'd be funny, but like those are the people they want.
Those are the people they
be selling the stories, and
yep.
Because I'm telling you, they interview a lot of people, bro. They do. They don't just grab one random person, and that's the person you sell to.
Well, we hope we get a good one here.
They interview a lot of people. They just put the craziest ones on air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because it's the moneymaker, man.
Yeah. That's the one that's going to get
unless it's live. Like, I know CNN does like live stuff sometimes.
Right.
Then that's how you might see some normal stuff.
You might get a normal
But like ABC, I know they do a rundown. So like what they filmed earlier in the day won't be on the news until like 7.
Because they have to go through all that, filter out the shit they don't want.
Yeah, they call it a rundown.
Yeah,
so like what they're going to talk about. So it gives them time to pick out things that they want to put in these interviews.
And how they're really going to sell this shit.
Yeah, how they're going to like, I'm going to take what he said, like this 30-minute conversation I had with him, I'm going to just take this 10-second thing he said.
Out of everything.
And that's another thing too about Drew Brees. We don't know what else he said.
Yeah, they just put that shit on there. I believe that interview is longer. I honestly 100%. Do. Like they usually are. Like interviews aren't that short. I'm telling you.
You don't just get a
for someone who
interview.
I went to Arizona's Walter Cronkite School. I went to school for journalism. That was like what I was going to do at first.
Right.
For someone who's been in that area, interviews do not last up like 10 minutes. They're long.
They're like an hour. Almost.
And we just take out parts that's the most important or the most entertaining of it all, and we put it in our newsreel.
Yeah.
And then you wait till like a month later, then it's on Netflix, and you're like, oh, this is what they really said.
Yeah, I'm like, these interviews be long, bro. They be saying a lot of stuff. Like a lot of people be saying a lot of stuff.
Because people have a lot to say.
And they take out that one part, and you just sometimes you be like, what the heck?
That's why.
Like,
that's why people need to do this.
They didn't wait till I said after that.
Yeah.
But that's why people need to do podcasts and do these type of like your own interviews.
That's I do like this era, bro. Like I do love the technology era because like we have outlets of like YouTubers and podcasters and people to give you different perspectives versus like the controlled perspective of what the media has.
It's like the Matrix, bro.
Yeah.
Blue pill or red pill? Which one you gonna take?
That's crazy.
It's blue pill or red pill.
Which one you gonna take? It's crazy.
Yeah.
You really don't know. Like you have to really think about what you're gonna say and what you're gonna do in this world. But at the same time, you kind of just have to do it. If you want results, you kind of just have to do it.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about it anymore. At this point in time, really, you can make anything happen.
Right.
You can literally do anything.
I'm telling you, man. This generation has all the tools.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited. Like I honestly feel like I used to watch. I watched this thing on the Breakfast Club, and I forgot who's being interviewed. And I remember he said that he believes that everybody should be an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And then at first I was all like, no. Yeah. I was like, come on, we gotta have people like. But I think he's right. Like, there's so many tools that just have your own thing, or you just not necessarily just everyone an entrepreneur, but have your own.
Right.
Have
you
a
need
team,
something to claim as your own.
Yeah, everyone that's on the same page with the same goal. That's how you get more passionate companies, and you got more. A better product for most of the time. For people who like love what they're doing, most of the time you have a better product. And I believe him. Like everyone should have their own everything. Whether you like work with your friend or you guys got together and made a company, at least it's all your own.
Right. Like you can say this is ours.
Yeah. Instead of being like the normal 9-to-5 guy that necessarily don't even like his job. He's just doing it for getting money.
Yeah.
I think we have the tools now.
85%
that we can kind of just have the chance to do it.
Right.
You have the chance to be. You can be. If you want to be an actor, you can create your own skits.
Right.
Put them on YouTube. If you want to,
of course, be
on the news, make your own news clip. Make your own reel.
Yeah.
Do your own research investigations. You can do that, and people see that, and I think more people are getting like better positions for them too.
Right.
So I think this era, tons of opportunity for, like you say, anything.
Anything.
Right.
And like right now, we're on a computer and a mic making our own little podcast, radio.
That's all it takes.
That's
literally all it takes.
Like, you didn't have this like back 20 years ago.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And then like going off of that, I mean, like, look, if you're that 9-to-5, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying nothing wrong with it.
That's your bread and butter.
I'm saying like what I'm saying is like if you don't like what you're doing.
Yeah, and that's
you had the chance or the opportunity to do whatever you want.
Right.
You gotta try it.
And that's the thing too is like, if you are gonna be that 9-to-5 guy, like you really do.
Yeah, if you like your benefits and you like it, and do it. I'm not saying like just quit it because you don't got it. It's not
but
if you feel like you're a part of something special and you want to be there because you love it, be there.
That's why like I enjoy like being a teacher because like I mean I did enjoy it but during this whole quarantine, I came to realize like, damn, I actually miss those little bastards. You know what I mean?
Just realize.
You know what I mean? It's just like, man, they drove me nuts during the week, but you know, I actually like miss them. Like the 8th grade class that's leaving, I'm like, man, like I didn't get those last 2 months with them to make memories and crack jokes and stuff like that. And then like, Inca Elementary School is like we're a Title I school, and for people that don't know that, like we have tons of foster kids. We got a lot of single parent homes and stuff like that. So it's a very interesting place. You know what I mean? And for me to be able to impact those kids who don't have a father figure, a brother figure, or someone just to listen to what they have to say. Yeah, like just like a positive adult. Like, who knows what goes on in foster homes? Like, I couldn't imagine living in an environment like that. So for me, that's why like I became a teacher, so that way like I could reach some kids. If I just reach one kid a year, like that's cool with me. Obviously I want to reach more, but if I reach one, then we're still making some progress. Mm-hmm. So,
because then he can make a difference.
He can make a difference.
Then he can change somebody's life. So
the youth,
like you can literally, it's infinite.
Yeah,
like, you affect one person, then they affect a couple, then they affect a couple.
Right, like,
and it all started with you. You were like the seed.
Yeah, and then like my thing is too is like I tell the kids too like the love doesn't stop after you like walk out these doors. Like, no, especially for my basketball kids. You know what I mean? I get to really develop a good relationship with them through basketball because basketball is like my main love in life. You know what I mean? So I show that passion in practice, and I get on the kids and I hold them accountable. Like, and that's another thing too, underappreciated thing with kids nowadays. People don't hold them accountable.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You know what I mean? So like, I had this one kid. I ain't gonna say no names, nothing like that, but he was in practice. And like, see, I come at these kids like they're in high school or like college. Like, I treat them like they're an adult, pretty much. This one kid put his hands up. Like, I was telling him to do something. He put his hands up, and I was like, "Put your fucking hands down!" Like, you know what I mean? Like, hold his ass accountable. Like, you ain't gonna question me, right? You little shit. Like, I've forgot more about basketball than you know now. You know what I mean? But that same kid, I have group chats with that kid. That same kid has hit me up throughout this quarantine. Like, "Hey, coach, just checking in on you, making sure you're good."
That's how it's put, and that's how it is. It's just when you put like that type of respect into somebody, and you give them that type of like responsibility and that power, you make them feel like an adult. Yeah, not make them feel like, oh, go do taxes and shit, but like I'm gonna make you feel like you understand. Like this is what life is about. Yeah, and you're teaching them early. Like not everything, shit ain't sweet.
Yeah, like sweet. Life is, it can kick you in the butt, but doesn't mean you have to. Like have everyone else feel that way.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You can always make it better, and if everybody thought like that, then life wouldn't be so hard.
I can't tell you how many times I've been at work being a security guard, bro, and people like they expect me to be this dickhead asshole, and I'm like, no, like what's going on? Like what's wrong? Yeah. And they're like, you are really fucking nice. I'm like, right. Because I understand what it's like to have a terrible day.
People in the corner, like,
yeah, people think like I have this like face. They're like,
spill your drink, fucker, spill it.
You like bump into him, he's like,
it's over.
Like, God dang.
But people need that. They just need to be reminded that the world it's tough. Yeah. Don't get me wrong,
so
but
it's tough, good people out there. It doesn't have to be sometimes. Like I feel like if we just all help each other out, then we're all good.
Yeah, bro. You just gotta talk.
We're popping up on an hour, so I'm gonna have to close it down. Thank you for coming on the show again, man. Jared.
Appreciate y'all having me. Appreciate it.
Gosh,
appreciate it.
Having so many more guests. What y'all want to do?
I have to come back because we still got a lot of shit to talk about.
We do,
man. I'm always
interracial dating.
Part twos.
Oh, interracial dating. I'd love to talk about that.
That's gonna be great.
Episode 21 for you. Signing out. Peace.